All right, hey there, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith with an update on what's going on in the tropics tonight. And there's two things we're watching. It's hard to miss a big hurricane like this out in the Atlantic. That's Larry, not coming anywhere near the United States, much less our area. It will produce some swells on the East Coast with some rough surf, and it will get close to Bermuda. But this is what we're watching here. The Gulf of Mexico, there's a little disturbance down here, and it's got a chance to form into a tropical or subtropical depression. It's not really entirely a tropical situation right now because it's a surface trough that's interacting with an upper level disturbance, and we expect this to have some impact on our weather, both negatively and positively. It may add to our rain chances a little bit tomorrow, and then if it does what we think it's going to do, it may actually help deepen the trough a little bit and create a pretty nice little cool front for the second part of the week. Let's take a look at the maps. And I want to start off first with our disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico. And so the center, if there's not really a low-level center right now, but the main part of the wave axis here, or the trough axis would be the best way to describe it, is sitting in this region here. And then there's an upper level low, which is right here. And so an upper low is typically something that produces a lot of wind shear, and that is not normally conducive for tropical development. Let me show you the upper levels. So you have to think about the atmosphere like layers of a cake, and there's the upper level low where I have the L, and then away from that a little bit, but close enough to be influenced, it is your trough axis, and there's a lot of shear down here. So that's going to keep anything from forming, but the upper environment's a little more favorable for some light development, I guess would be the best way to describe it, in this part of the Gulf of Mexico. And so the new update came down from the National Hurricane Center on this, and this was a 7 o'clock tropical weather outlook that had the odds of development now in the next 2 days at 50%. It may be that this thing tries to form up about the time it's close to shore, and the general track has it going towards the central or eastern panhandle or the Big Bend region. So we're not thinking that this is going to be a direct impact kind of a deal, and we don't think it'll be all that strong, but we have a shot at this becoming a tropical depression, subtropical depression, or even maybe a tropical storm. It's going to run out of real estate. Now, if you're like, what are the models saying? Well, they're really all over the place because we don't have a good starting point, and a lot of the models don't develop this at all. And so some of the solutions, I would say that purple line right there could be discounted, but taking a look at a couple of the other lines, we've got one that brings it over towards Florida, and what we see is that there is going to be a surface front that will work into the region, and that surface front coming down, let's see, we've got cold front on here, so about the time it gets, say, about even with the mouth of the Mississippi River, this front will come in, and then we expect that what that typically does when you have a tropical system is it picks it up and then it takes it like this. Okay, and some of the models are suggesting that, others don't quite know what to do with it. And the National Hurricane Center is going with that thinking. If we go to the GFS model right here, which is a very reliable model, it's done especially well this year. Tomorrow evening, there's a little reflection right in through here, okay? That's what we're watching right there. And the motion's slow and the center's not well defined, so we'll just see. We'll take it forward in time. And again, just looking at this on Thursday morning, there's not anything noticeable, but we are looking at a mass of showers off our coast, and that could be that tropical disturbance. And then we see as the front comes through by Thursday evening, most everything's going to be out over the Gulf. And again, nothing really forms on the GFS model except maybe a little bit out into the Atlantic. At this point, Saturday it would be out in the Atlantic. So bottom line is the model's not really on board for development. Upper level winds are marginal, and if we do see something, all it's going to do most likely is enhance our rain a little bit. We'll be on the drier side of it, and the timing of the front is really the most important thing. I think you'll really like the the latest on the front. All right, this is the track on Larry, and you can see how it runs east of Bermuda, so we're not overly concerned with Larry. I guess more questions than answers right now with that disturbance, and we'll be shedding some light on some of this coming up on Fox 10 News tonight at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. But the bottom line here is that it's just a marginal situation for development. The track shows more of a north and then northeast and then east-northeast arc with this thing. So if it does form, not likely going to have a big impact on our area on what we're seeing now. I feel confident that you can already see a front dropping down over the plains, that's going to be something that will help keep us somewhat protected from significant rains from this. The computer modeling saying most of the rain is going to end up over the Florida Big Bend region, so it should be just to our east. We'll keep watching. Always interesting when we have something brewing in the Gulf, but this one looks like it may be a little past us. I'll have a complete update at 9 p.m., and we'll also see about what's behind it, some cooler temperatures for the tail end of the week. Stay tuned.